Oh, good lord. Finally I can install this thing. Hello! So, I've been installing the newest NVIDIA driver because, that's fun. Everybody loves having fun with installing new drivers, because that's the life with a PC. So, while I'm waiting, I thought I'd discuss living with a PC because I see a lot of people buying laptops, but more often than not, what they would need is a good desktop PC. And I might be very conservative or weird, but in my opinion, a laptop is something that's supposed to be kind of small, really, really light, so you can just shove it in your bag and then do some work anywhere. And when I say some work, I literally mean some of the work you would usually do, because everybody has a home base. Everybody has a place where they are most comfortable, or at least that's the case in my life. Hence, living with a PC, I don't want to get a desktop Mac. I love MacBooks as laptops. They are ultra light, they're very well designed, durable, at least as I experience it, although I do not usually spill Coke on them or try to run over them by car. Though I'm pretty sure that most laptops would die in that case. So anyways, assuming that you're interested, this is my take on living with a PC. So like I said, I prefer PCs as desktops. They are highly modular, very, very easy to maintain and upgrade. And what the most fun is about them is simply that you can buy them bit by bit, assuming that you have a PC already. So in my case, my roadmap looks something like this. My PC is perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with it. I can play games, it's very effective, but recently I got more hard drives because I needed more space and I only had to spend the amount of money on the hard drives, which is not an entire PC. While in case of a Mac, the one I'm recording this video with, if I want something better, I need to get rid of this one and replace it with another one. There is no reason why I would need to have two. So I was looking into that, and if I want a bigger Mac, then I'd need to spend like £3,000 or something for the next best for the buck edition, because this one is a smaller one and it's not worth getting a slightly better one. What I usually want is something that improves the performance significantly. It's like replacing your car with a slightly better car and spending like a lot of thousands of pounds or dollars. That's not. Anyways, so components of a computer. Let's start with the obvious. You can attach one or more monitors. I prefer 3. I used to have 4, but then I realized that I just don't really need the extra real estate. So what I actually did was, as the 4th monitor, I attached a TV. So I have a TV, but I don't really watch TV, and I can just do whatever on the TV, which is on the other side of this installation. And the funny thing is that this monitor actually, the image is cloned to the TV, so whatever I see here, I see there. That allows me to sort of prepare whatever I have here, maybe an Excel table that I want to work on the couch. I don't know why, but that was just an example, and then I can just do that. So anyways, modularity for the win. Then obviously you need a mouse and the keyboard. Those are kind of essential, but you can have other things as well, and of course you can attach multiple keyboards, multiple mice, because for instance, obviously when I'm on the other side, I need another mouse to sort of interact with the screen that is on the other side, even though it's one computer. Craziness. Of course, I'm trying to explain it if I was trying to explain it to someone who is not very knowledgeable about computers. So if you're knowledgeable about computers, then probably you're very bored now. So my computer is on the table. I prefer it with an open side. It's literally just on the ground and the heat goes up because the top is open and it's not that noisy. And I just sort of hide it because my case is about 15 years old. It's a very good case. I like it. But seriously, I don't want to display that because nowadays there are very, very good cases. But if I don't need it, then I don't need 2 cases for one computer, to be honest. And I'm not the kind of person who is crazy about aesthetics in that sense. So what's in the computer to make it work? Well, obviously there's the processor that I can swap out if I wanted to. But the truth is that in this modern world, in the 21st century, processors are fairly powerful. And unless I need it for something insanely complicated and processor heavy, I don't really need a bigger processor at the moment. Of course, I mentioned the hard drives. RAM, the size of RAM is really dependent on how many things you want to run at the same time. So obviously, for me, having only 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I could have said 8 bananas, let's go with that. So 8 bananas of RAM lets me run 8 bananas worth of software on the 3 screens. And if I want to run an extra banana worth of software, tough luck. I can't do that. And if there are more slots, then I can buy more RAM. Unfortunately, on my motherboard, I've got 2 slots, 2 RAMs. So I guess I need to replace that. Which is a pain, because in the beginning, when I bought that sort of newish motherboard, when I finally decided to change the base of the computer, I thought I'm not going to need that extra RAM slots, extra video card slots, extra stuff. So right now I ended up with 4 hard drive slots, or connector slots, 2 RAM slots, and 1 graphics card slots. And before I go into graphics card stuff, I decided I get another one next to the one I already have. And because I don't have enough slots for stuff now, I guess I need to replace that. So I guess my point is that you think of the computer as a sum of all the components that you can change because they have different properties, they have different strength. And if you want to get more power out of one component or need more components of the same, then you can just, shove them into the case if you have the number of slots available. And that leads to the graphics card. So 2 ways. Nowadays, it's possible to connect 2 graphics cards and in some cases have double the performance. In most cases have something between, 1 and double, single and double. Like if one card produces 100%, maybe 150. And obviously I'm playing with the price drop of the graphics card I have, because the one I bought years ago is now worth a lot less. But still, if I double it, in most cases, it would live up to the modern graphics cards. And of course, I could replace it with a better one. But then in my world, it's always about, what do I do with the old one? Should I put that on the shelf? It's perfectly fine. It's functional. It's working. So, But yeah, that's the end of the rambling. I didn't really want to teach or describe anything specific about computers. I just wanted to throw this idea out there that PCs are cheap component-based things, and instead of spending £2,000, for instance, to replace your inadequate computer, you can just replace the component that causes the problem. For instance, if you want to play better games, chances are replacing your graphics card with a better one or adding another one would work. But you don't have to replace all the other things. You don't have to replace your monitors, keyboard, mouse, processor, motherboard. Well, in my case I do, but that's because I'm stupid. RAM, hard drives, and yeah, that's mostly it. So right now I'm in this kind of unfortunate situation that in order to add more RAM, or add more hard drives, or add more graphics cards, for these 3 I need to replace the motherboard. But I don't have to replace the processor, and I already have 8 bananas worth of RAM, and I already have the hard drives. So it's £200 altogether, or I don't know, I can't remember. But I know it's definitely not 2,000, and I don't have to replace everything on the desk just because I want a little bit more power, or in this case, a lot more power. Well, I hope all of that makes sense. And I guess my question is, would you prefer a laptop for everything, or would you prefer to build a PC, which is kind of a workstation to support your work? And of course, if you have any questions and you feel like you can trust me with the answers, I'm always happy to talk about computers. And the evidence is that I've already talked about computers without anyone asking. So probably a good sign about how much I'm interested in computers. I guess that's it for today. And now I'm flying to Hungary in the afternoon, so I'll be very, very curious whether I can continue making vlog stuff while traveling, or I'll just forget about the whole thing. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.